Yeah, happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to the Dollar Hour. I am Deonte Burton, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. We got an awesome show planned for you guys today, and the root of the show is based off a conversation that I have with a lot of people, especially over the past couple of years, and that's uh, leaving your job before they fire you. And what I'm streaming right now, this is on the Dollar Hour for Mr. Short Dollar, but I've also got my other YouTube channel, Change Lives. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because especially since the pandemic, you had a huge influx of people that want to go down the road of entrepreneurship, career changes, people DoorDash, Instacart, and lifting and everything, going in different facets because of mainly, I believe, the accessibility of being able to leave your job and stuff. But I wanted to have this conversation with people because uh, as we've seen probably in the past year with hyperinflation, uh, the onset of all kind of different innovation and technological advances, I don't necessarily know the job pool or even entrepreneur opportunities are the same as they were a couple years ago, right? So what I want to share with people, even just being transparent with myself as a person that worked in corporate America and as a person that's 100% self-employed now and been that way for a while, the thought process got to be because you don't necessarily want to be in a situation where you get fired, you ain't ready.
Right.
So
right.
again, we're talking about leaving your job before they fire you in regards to the pros and cons, things to look out, ways to plan. So you don't be in a situation where you walk around, I hate this place, I'm ready to get the hell out of this job. And then next thing you know, your wishes come true. And
right.
Now, you're almost at 50, starting an OnlyFans page.
Right.
And that ain't working. Before we get started, I want to say what's up there to my house producer, DJ Lab.
What's going on, brother? How was the weekend?
Man, pretty good.
I saw Will B looking dapper. Dapper in this suit. I told him how fly he was looking at that. When I saw him today.
He got a headphone, got my baby boy Will in the studio. Yeah, that was it was a couple weeks ago from I shared the picture, but that was from when we had the Celebration of Excellence.
Okay.
A couple weeks ago and everything. We'll be in a couple of the mentees that got honored.
Okay.
Yeah, that was our annual fundraiser.
Okay.
And everything.
He was looking dapper.
Yeah, and I will say next year, I'm gonna do a better job. Try to get as many people for Misfits Radio. Everybody come check us out.
Yeah.
We're doing it. I have no idea what they're gonna have there, but it was a cool event. I'm real proud of Will and all the other mentees.
Okay.
There. And also, I want to tell anybody that did make donations to the 100 Black Men of South Metro on behalf of Mr. Short Dollar or Change the Lives. I appreciate you because I did get a notification that people did make donations.
No, okay.
We're doing it, so I do want to tell everybody I appreciate them doing that. Also, what's up to Mother Producer Slick 316? What's up, Rick?
What's going on, Rick?
I get to run in my mouth, but I don't have Rick cussing me out. Yeah, man, everything been pretty good. Again, with tonight's show, we're talking about leave your job before they fire you. Guys, remember right now we're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter. But the main hub is the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel where we talk about personal finance, business, entrepreneurship, and investing. We have over 1,000 videos on the YouTube channel. Matter of fact, we're scratching the surface. I don't know for sure right now. Almost right at 29,000 subscribers.
That's right.
So if you have not, definitely. Regardless of what platform, go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube, Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube, and subscribe to the channel. Take advantage of the over 1,000 videos on the YouTube channel, and also take advantage of the grant playlist with over 150 active grants. We've got a lot of traction. A lot of people follow, especially like on TikTok, because they see the different information we have with the grants. And I get the same crazy ass question. More information. Where's the link? Go to the YouTube channel.
Right.
Folk want you to give them damn money, but they don't want this.
They don't want to work for it.
Hey, go to
they
the
want
YouTube
to do a
channel.
work.
Go look at a little video. I mean, it's tons of information there, but not even just that. There are a lot of other information. But you know me, I love entrepreneurship, love helping people and stuff. But go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube and subscribe to the YouTube channel and take advantage of all the great information that's on the YouTube channel. Like what's on my mind? It'll come back to me. But we start talking about again, well, this been entrepreneurial finance channel. Again, we're talking about leaving your job before they fire you. I think it's very uncommon. A lot of times when people get to those forks in the road, where we start looking at you working at a job so long, and you may be happy, may not be happy. You want to, try certain things. You might got a passion for something else. It's very easy to get distracted unintentionally because you're working your job and you cool there, but you don't start some landscape.
Okay.
You don't start painting.
Okay.
You don't start, doing some of the little side things, some of your cups of juices or whatever, making your cakes, and your full attention ain't on your job.
Okay.
And what I always tell people, my view on entrepreneurship, especially if when you go full fledged into it. And again, guys, you want to add to the conversation? I don't know if I gave the call in number. If you want to call in, please feel free to call in 678-740-9894. Again, the call in number is 678-740-9894. You can't, when you live on TikTok, you can't put I don't think you can put a message in like you can on.
I don't think you can.
I don't think. Yeah.
I think what we do on Instagram is type in the message.
And I got a pen on mine too.
Yeah,
I do too. But that's the thing. I was just looking at just then with doing. I couldn't. I wanted to add something in. I can't. With doing it. But definitely, guys, feel free to call in 678-740-9894. If you got any ideas about, hey, I'm looking at starting my own business, doing something different, but I'm at the fork in the road. I really need some advice or guidance on how to go about doing it. Feel free to call in. Or if you've done that before, you want to add to the conversation, 678-740-9894. Again, 678-740-9894. And like I said, a lot of times people get to that, you may be doing something else, side job, hobby, or whatever, and your job starts lacking with doing it. I've seen that many a time with people, because when you start doing going down the road of entrepreneurship or doing a new hobby or something like that, it's exciting.
Right.
It's exciting.
And your attention is drawn.
Yeah, exactly. And when your attention being drawn, your priorities can change. Like, you got this job.
Right.
But again, my interests have now shifted to this.
Especially if you're doing if you have a business that you started with something that you love to do.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like
absolutely.
A hobby that you love to do that you now have turned into a business.
That's having success.
That's
having success and keeping you busy. It's easy to kind of get into that. But the issue come up there is what? The priority is still the priority.
Right.
And I think a lot of times, damn, my nose dry. The problem comes over there. I don't think a lot of times when people start those hobbies, start those particular businesses, they have the intention of leaving their job.
Right.
Usually the actual traction, the success and stuff like that puts the idea into it. Well, like, hell, I'm busy over here, making money over here. I'm doing this, that, and that. I'm thinking about, just
making this full time.
Yeah, full time, or giving it, just focusing on it, and because it's happening.
Right.
And so you never doing it, plan for, hey, this stuff to just take off and go crazy. That's the thing you did before.
Right.
But what happens is, again, that anchor is still the anchor. And I'm a big proponent, and I tell people, unless you hate your job, unless you hate it, what is this invitation to go? No. Somebody, that's the only thing with TikTok, boy. Unless you really hate your job, I don't necessarily. I'm a big proponent in milking the cow as long as you can.
Okay.
I mean, if you got that anchor and that's coming in, that's stable,
right?
Keep that as long as you can. When you start getting it, my rule is, when the job probably becomes a problem, it's keeping you from you're making so much money, you're so busy on that side thing, and the job is kind of being a nuisance,
right?
Maybe then you can kind of consider it. But if that's the anchor, okay, cool. I know I got the mortgage covered. I know I got health insurance covered, this, that, and that.
Right.
And I'm doing it. Keep it as long as you can. Of course, I understand where you're getting pivots.
Right.
Where you say, okay, look, man, if I get total focus, if I do more of this, I might can have some more traction.
Well, I mean, we've talked about this before when you transitions from your corporate job to your business that you've been doing for 22 years, you said that when you did it, you added up the cost, and you were telling people, you don't necessarily need to. You were saying something about the amount you make needs to cover your expenses or something like that, or on your other job. How was you saying that? I remember that back then.
No, you need to be able to cover like your life expenses.
Uh-huh.
And we would just, when people look at working for themselves, self-employed,
uh-huh.
I always say the number one rule is just be able to cover your life.
Okay.
And that just be the total of, just say your mortgage, utilities, whatever, gas, whatever. And that may be $25,000 a year, right? You just need to be able to cover that.
Okay.
Initially, if you know you can cover that, if you can't cover that, don't leave your job.
Okay.
But if you know you can be in a situation, not you hope, you pray, you think. Again, not you hope, you pray, you think.
Right.
You wish.
Right.
You know that you're okay, cool. I'm consistently being able to generate that easy mail. Let's say that 30,000 a year. That's your life expenses.
Okay.
If you know I ain't pulling in that $2,500 a month, I don't need to leave.
Okay.
And I think that's what people need to look at, because sometimes people look at it like my job is paying me $70,000-$80,000 a year.
Right.
But you don't need to make $70,000-$80,000 a year on that business.
Right.
If you truly want to have this business, you just need to be able to cover the 30 grand to cover your life.
Right. Right.
If the business is going okay, now you're fully engulfed in it, you should be able to make that over a certain amount of time.
Right.
Increase that. But you want to at least know that you can cover your basic life expenses. That's the key thing. But I think a lot of times people get it confused with, why would I leave this and leave this job paying me $70,000-$80,000? True entrepreneurs, we move off freedom. I mean, people follow me and know that, man. I like 10 o'clock. Hey, man, I'm out here at the deck having a drink. I'm going fishing.
Right. Right.
If it's 8 or 9 o'clock at night and I'm working and something like that, I'm cool.
Right.
But, kind of like entrepreneurs move a little bit more on kind of like freedom.
Right.
Now, I love making money, but I ain't, especially now. Once you get that, especially that 5-year mark, work for yourself. I can't. Not that I can't work. It's just hard for me to get into. I'm so cool
a corporate structure like that.
Yeah,
right.
But the math still got to work.
Right.
If don't get it twisted. If I'm not making enough money to cover my life expenses, I'm getting a job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Your cousin, Dan Parks.
What's up, T? What's going on, cuz?
But that I agree with you on that. And one of the things I wanted to mention that we talked about before was a lot of entrepreneurs, when people want to become entrepreneurs, and we've talked about this many a times, they see the freedom. You just talked about the freedom. They see the freedom. They don't see the 3-4 o'clock in the morning part that you be doing. You know what I'm saying? They just see you out on the deck having a cigar at 2 o'clock. 1 o'clock 10 o'clock in that morning. You know, say just sitting on the porch in your pajamas.
Yeah. And
they see that part, they like, I want that.
Yeah. They don't see me stressing about no damn person call. Hey, we're gonna do this project. Then I'm a little seasoned. I can go in conversation, tell if somebody got any damn money or not.
Right.
But I know what question to ask. Kind of see, what to fall in. But people don't see me stressing about certain things. This going in, that not happening. Influxes, with certain stuff. There are a lot of people right now. Just be honest with you. The transportation industry in particular, that's one that's just glaring. Whereas, let's say 3-4 years ago, that was one of the hottest things on the internet. Hot shot trucking, getting you a truck.
Right.
And you had all these people buying these over damn price tractor trailers, want to be their own boss, getting a track. And now the rates have changed and adjusted. And the math just ain't working. Now you got, and a lot of people that jumped into that particular industry to do that, they got in on seeing those astronomical rates.
Right.
And typically, and I'm a little bit more versed with the transportation industry because I would say probably 50% of my bookkeeping clients are truckers. So I'm a little bit more versed with seeing it. So we going back from 05, 07. So I've been dealing with them that long.
Okay.
I've been here before then. So I say this to say, you kind of look at the rates kind of change maybe every 4 or 5 years and stuff. So you got them spikes and stuff with them going up. But a lot of people got into it, especially with the pandemic and getting all those grants, people
Mhm.
getting all kind of money, so they had, be able to get certain down payment assistance and do certain stuff.
Uh-huh.
Man, and now we back. The race done changed.
Mm-hmm.
Set folks in a spiral.
Right.
Lost the trucks, lost the businesses, back at work, and all that kind of stuff. And I think a lot of times, me personally, I think people just don't want to take time to do enough planning. That's why I like to have this kind of conversation with people because um, entrepreneurship, especially in the city of Atlanta,
Right.
everybody got something. Everybody got something, some
Right.
kind of with doing it. But when we start going down to the nitty gritty of doing certain stuff, that's why I think everybody's things started breaking off with doing it because everybody wants success, but nobody wants to risk
Right.
doing certain stuff. And we started looking at leaving a job. Like I don't want to get all the time. I got to get out the plantation.
Right.
I don't want to hear this, that, and that. And like I always say, there's benefits of the plantation. There's the benefits of the plantation.
Right. Right.
And you got to be very honest with yourself. Can you provide those benefits for yourself?
Right.
Bro, I've been in them locker room. I mean, not locker room, no break rooms, and y'all got that one or two.
Mm-hmm.
F this job.
Right.
I know a partner of mine. He working down at the other place. He got a contract making this. And I got a buddy of mine. So that white man walking in the break room.
How you doing, son?
Hey, how you doing? How your family doing? This new car you got?
Don't do it like that. Don't do it like that,
brother X. Hey,
don't do it like that,
push. I see that shit. Oh, employee X just a turn. I don't want to be.
He turned to Serbian.
Oh man, yeah. Appreciate you getting that new Kool-Aid for us.
Oh man, I need that.
Shit, man. But all seriousness, we do have to be realistic about what we can and can't do. Because I think in the grand scheme of things, and I shared this with you before, Larry. I don't think majority of the time when I hear people say they want to start their own business up, I really don't think they want to start their own business. I think they just really want a job that's gonna pay them more money.
Okay.
Or give them more freedom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I always feel like.
Right.
If that job just give them more money or give them more freedom,
that'd be good.
Yeah, be good to go, man.
Right.
Be good to go. Good to go. What's up, Savage Publicity PR? My sister came in, Sexy Red Bone 28. She says, so true, laugh, LMAO. And what's up, everybody on TikTok as well? Hey, y'all guys, feel free to call in 678-740-9894. Again, that's 678-740-9894. Yeah, man. Just think about it. If you some situation where you just weren't happy in the job, it was just a couple things here and there. If you probably just was able to just change, stay there forever.
Yeah.
I know with me working with when I was my last corporate job, I was there 15 years. The first 10 years was like dream. I had my nice office downtown, wearing a suit every day, great scenery.
Right.
The ladies walking around.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was just a dream.
Right.
It was a dream. You know what I'm saying? Good looking brother working downtown. Hey man, couldn't I
can't appreciate.
Hey, my briefcase every day. Larry, I just couldn't. I mean, it was heaven sent.
Right.
While we moved building, they put your boy in a damn cubicle.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord, looking like one of the customer service agents.
Man, that's all I need. Some shit on my head. Thanks for calling Kroger.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it took, you know what, Larry? It really wasn't. Some stuff happened. Not just with that. I'm talking about just kind of made leave, but it wasn't really a demeaning move.
Right.
It was just more. We went from a traditional office space to a more modern floor plan.
Okay, I got what you're saying.
But the modern floor plan didn't work with my persona.
Was it persona or your ego?
Both. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I get you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I mean? It didn't work. And I'm telling you, that just threw me off.
I get what you're saying, because when I first started my, I discovered property management by accident, to be honest with you.
Gotcha.
I knew that I was going to do something like, something maybe, but when I got into managing shopping centers from managing apartments, managing shopping centers was so much freedom, because I had so many of them. So I could be here, there, whatever. They didn't care where I was at. Cell phone, company car, you know what I'm saying? Expense account, credit card. So for gas, you know what I'm saying? So the freedom of that just turned me out. I ain't gonna even lie. I was like a virgin getting this first piece. I mean, that was the best job, like the best. And I stayed in that field until the market crashed. 2008, 2000, I think about 2010 is when I got out of it. And I went to a traditional office. I went to a law firm where I couldn't just get up and go out the door and be gone the rest of the day. And you talking about a culture shock.
Yeah.
You talking about sitting there looking at the clock and it's only been 5 minutes and I feel like I've been sitting there 2 hours.
Yeah.
Man, that was terrible.
When you in a position, I hope most people are able to have it. But when you had an actual job that you really like getting up in the morning, going to, man, probably one of the best feelings in the world. Because it's not like it's work.
Right.
And even if the money ain't sometimes what you want it to be, but if you're cool at your job,
right,
man, the day is cool and everything like that. But when you got a bad job, even if the money is right, when I say bad, you just hate getting there.
Right.
It's such a horrible feeling. Because you can't even enjoy the money you're getting. You can't enjoy the titles, the whatever. You can't enjoy it because you bring the shit home, stress, your help, all kind of stuff, relationships, everything getting, tainted because of you not in a happy situation.
Right.
And that can weigh a lot on you.
Yeah.
And I just know me personally, I was cool. I had a job that was cool with me, that I was cool with rather, and I was making all this money. I had to clean the business, we had the salons, had this the county tax business. I know I'm forgetting something, but man, I was doing it. So I'm just like cool, you know what I'm saying? Hey, my 30s, I was rocking and rolling.
Right.
Rocking and rolling, Lab. And like I said, they moved your boy, and I just thought that was just, man, just
the worst.
Django Unchained. They put me in. I just remember it was just such, and it was. Now I'm gonna be honest with you, it wasn't just me. A lot of people, like I say, it wasn't a demeaning move. It was just a more modern floor plan. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So and when those other cats, especially people that have been there longer than me, because everybody didn't get office, and even the offices they gave, we went from the traditional offices like in that. Like the older building downtown Atlanta,
where you closed, lined up around the window.
Yeah, that's what was going. The newer place, the older place, the older when you close it was actually your office is closed. It's wood, marble, old Gothic architecture.
Okay,
that's where I came up. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it was real privacy office. Where you go to the new place, it's not even the office. It's just you sitting at a desk with glass. Like you know what I'm saying? I might want to take a nap after lunch.
Right. And you can't because everybody can look
at
you.
Oh no. No. So when it was several people that happened to. But always going into it, I think we always have to kind of be realistic about certain where we are, what we need to do and everything. Because I think most people have had those moments where at some point in your job, somebody, supervisor, situations, customer piss you off and like, man, and you kind of like you have to keep yourself reeled in so you don't lose a job.
Right.
Because we know we got financial obligations, family.
Most definitely.
Yeah, stuff like that. And that's the way on you. But so I want to have this conversation with everybody in regards to this. Guys, again, feel free to call in 678-740-9894. Please forgive me if I mispronounce your name. Dog Shelter. I'm sorry about that if I mispronounce. Hello there. How are you doing today? Please, can I talk to you? Got a call-in show going on. 678-740-9894. Again, the call-in show 678-740-9894. That was easy.
Mikkel Pitchford said, "Keep preaching, Coach. You haven't said one wrong thing yet."
Hey, appreciate it, Coach. How you doing, brother?
Yeah,
appreciate you tuning in. The the thing we having this conversation about, when to leave your job and everything. Hold on one second. I want to kind of catch up with everything that's on the feed. Want to make sure I ain't miss anybody with anything. Again, guys, we're talking about leaving your job before they fire you, and we're also just giving advice in regards to things that you need to consider. If you're looking at going down entrepreneurship, you're getting going down the road of entrepreneurship, leaving your job, you got a nice anchor of employment there, but you kind of on that fence about, hey, want to do that. Some things you need to consider outside of I can make more damn money.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's usually that thing to push folks for doing it. You know? And so I just want us to have this open conversation in regards to that. And some of the things I think, you got some pros of leaving before you get fired. And one of the biggest things is, and we're gonna go through the pros and cons with this, is and it's one I kind of like living by, just being able to control that narrative with you. I think most people that know me, I'm very, very uncomfortable with people controlling my destiny. I got a big problem with going into anybody, explaining to them, I'm a hard worker, I did this, and I've been coming to work on time.
Right.
I've done this shit. I know
you're right.
I know you know this.
Right.
Everything right I've done, everything wrong I've done. And that has always, like, man, broke me.
Right.
To sit here and try to, sell myself to a person that knows everything that I've done. Why I gotta repeat this to you. Especially when you see certain situations where another person gets recognized without even have to do the sales pitch. Right. You see, my black ass always had to do it, right? But I'm just being straight up with you. But that was just one of the things dealing with corporate America. But that was just I've always had a big problem with doing it. And one thing I always go back to want to change me. I always like Butch Watkins. And I was on the Black Speakers Network, and I know like now, it's a much bigger platform now. But when those early stages, I remember he said something that stuck with me. And this is probably early, maybe 2010 or something like that. He always said, "Hey man, you need to have some FU money." And when you have FU money, you can actually really move like that. See, FU money FU money means you can be FU and leave. When you have FU money in your account, you there's not nobody can say that how you worried about that.
Right.
So if they fire you, close, you good.
I guess with jobs, with my problem with careers, and I've always moved like I had FU money if I did. I mean, it was just something in me was just like, I know I'm a hard worker. I know I do everything I can to make sure that the job is done to the best of my ability. I make sure that the tools they give me are used properly in the proper context of what they give them to me for.
Yeah.
I am not, and I repeat, I am not gonna kiss your ass because I know what I'm doing. Like, I'm gonna give you a good example.
Okay.
I worked very hard. I worked hard when I worked at the law firm. I was doing everything that they told me to do. And that was right before the pandemic. And when the pandemic, like a week before, when the pandemic really hit hard, they brought us all in the office, my team. We gonna do everything we can to keep you, but everything's great. Don't worry about nothing. We got you. Y'all work hard. Y'all do a great job. We gonna keep y'all. Don't worry. That next week they let us all go. After bringing us in the office and telling us this, they let us all go. So that lets my resolve. My resolve was always been, no matter how hard you work for someone else, or no matter how good a job you do for someone else, they still have your destiny in their hand. And no matter what you do and how you do it, they can wake up today and say, you know what? Especially in a state like Georgia, that's a right to work state.
Yeah.
They can wake up today and say, you know what? I don't like the way your color your shirt is. We're gonna let you go.
Well, my brother Lab had the wrong kind of FU money.
Right. I didn't have no FU money.
Lab had forget you money.
Yeah, right.
I had FU whatever money.
Right. But I moved like it was FU money.
Yeah. You got forget you money. You just can threaten them.
Right.
You got other FU money walk out. But but to that point, Lab, and I'm telling you, man, that was just so frightening to me, because even my horror story, I remember I never forget this one. PJ, my second son, was born, and I was it was P born. Shit, man, this was early 2000. People born in '02, but job market was starting to get a little fuzzy. It was booming, but the company was actually doing the downsizing reallocations and everything. Long story short, they actually laid me off. And it was just like you said, just a cool environment. Nobody really sensing it. And I had a baby, a little boy, a baby, and I'm in school. I was going to Georgia State at night. And I was like scared.
Right.
Cause you know what I'm saying? Like these folks just made a decision. Like to your point, assuring you, and then you like go home, okay, cool. You don't know about your health issue, family issue, bill issues, and stuff like that. Man, and that really at that age, that was the one of the foundational things of don't ever get in those situations like that again.
Right.
And I never really been in that situation since then. With people to do that, but being able to be able to control the narrative. Sexy Redbone said that you move different always. It's and I will say this: I don't think you have to put yourself in a position to have FU money based off your income. I think you put yourself to have FU money most of the time based off your discipline and what you're willing to be without.
Right.
Because what you got coming in, right? You can do a little bit more, bring a little bit more in. But a lot of times what you got coming out, you got a lot of control of that.
Right.
And if you can control that, you can increase what you stay, what you're able to keep. And I think and it might take you a little time to do that. So if you say, look, man, it's gonna take me a couple years, that's probably one of the biggest things. A lot of times people don't want to do that.
Right.
But just being able to control that. Again, we're talking about some of the pros of being able to, move like that without getting fired. And another thing, just professional reputation in regards to leaving on your terms can help maintain your professional reputation, both within your company, whatever. You can just, be able to say, look, I want to move the way I want to move, with certain things. I can say this: when I was actually working, I got an I don't give a dang mode. I'm coming in late, using my lunch break, going to work out at the gym and stuff. It wasn't good for me.
Right.
It wasn't good. Like sometimes people see certain stuff. It wasn't good for me to do that. So you got to make sure you can kind of control the narrative with yourself. You don't lose yourself because you're in such a bad situation. Right. And that could be personal and professional with doing that.
Mikhail Pittsburgh said, I went from owner-operator trucker back to company driver, and my company shut down 2 weeks ago, no warning.
Life something else. Sorry to hear about that, Coach.
Yeah.
But life something else, ain't it?
Yeah.
Life something else.
Yeah.
And it's just like when we, I always say 2 steps forward, 4 steps backwards.
That's
5
right.
steps forward, 10 steps backwards.
Right.
Hey, that's how it be. That's how it be, man. And appreciate you sharing that, brother. When we start looking at those kind of things, we want to look at with leaving before you get fired. We always got to kind of keep in mind, our mental health, how we feeling about certain things. I remember my cousin me and my cousin Nick sitting in my game room. I'm like, cuz I'm about to kill somebody at work.
Right.
You're like, cuz you feeling that way, you might want to leave.
Right.
And I was just bringing so much stuff home. Snapping at my family, snapping at my wife, whatever. And it really a lot I had to do rooted. I just wasn't happy where I was, right? And keep in mind, I from and this ain't just with the marriage. So I'm just saying, like with my job, I had everything you wanted. I had the money, the house, the cars. I had all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But I wasn't enjoying it. I wasn't enjoying it, man. And you got to just take that in consideration with just stress reduction, work, self-esteem. Anybody know me? I've always been a pretty confident person, but my confidence be at 10. When I see no white boys getting promoted over me,
right,
that I knew wasn't. It do something to you.
Right, it does.
It do something to you. Not that you question yourself, not that you lose confidence, but it chipped that. It chipped that, man. Everything. And anyone that knows me, I ain't a quiet person. I'm always how the hell,
right.
I ain't never been the type of person to
right.
like, well, look, they bring it up when I got an issue with you, William sitting right there, he'll tell you. When you see problems, you got to address it right then
away,
and there.
right.
So I've never been the one to just sit here. Well, Lab got a promotion and they over me, and I ain't give a damn about if it will perceived as hating them. Hey, what the hell going on? Hey, what happened? And I'm honest. If I know I messed up and I don't deserve it, cool. But I see the young white girl, the young white guy. That was most time, and I'm only seeing that because, like I said, that's the majority of work with me.
Right.
But I would see that. But everybody was going to lunch together and all that kind of stuff. I didn't have the confidence in myself to leave and work on my own.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even once my money got to a certain point and all that got in a certain place, then I was able to move. But I always was able to have that foundational stuff together. Again, guys, feel free to call in 678-740-9894. Again, 678-740-9894. And we're talking about leaving your job before they fire you. Things to consider when you're looking at going in entrepreneurship. You got your employed and stuff like that. Things I want people to just be thinking about before they're doing it. We're just going over some of the pros of leaving before they fire you. Before you get caught off guard, because again, mentally you want to make sure again that you can control how you're doing stuff. You want to make sure you are mentally, but this is a key thing. But I think I didn't. And I think I did it the right way, and that's really more so financial considerations. I didn't put myself in a hole financially, but when I left, and it didn't hurt me, but it just pissed me off. I like, okay, cool, and I actually talked to I got good advice, good counsel, did everything, left all the training manuals, keys and everything there, and I took a screenshot of my PTO. Shit, I give me a nice little check. I ain't took a vacation in a couple years, just a little sporadic stuff here and there. But cool. Why the hell I get my check, Nate? It's short.
What?
And then I said, what's going on with the PTO? They sent me a damn Excel spreadsheet. I don't want an Excel spreadsheet. I have something from the system with doing it. And then the HR person, her shiesty ass, she's like, well, maybe if you would have gave a 2-week notice. I ain't big on that 2-week notice. Right. If you, and I say this, let me get a disclaimer. If you're working with a company, you people have a relationship, by all means give a 2-week notice. But I'm not big on a 2-week notice because you're gonna get a 2-minute notice, they fire your ass.
Right.
But by me leaving, I didn't leave in a way where I could have been better prepared. And they could have did that shit if I'd have did 2 weeks anyway.
Right.
But by me leaving abruptly, I don't have access to go talk to people. Hey, what's up with this? I can call, complain, but then they choose to answer. They choose to talk to you, all this other kind of stuff. But at that point,
But you earned that PTO though.
Yeah, but at that point, look, if I'm gonna keep them fussing about a couple grand, I need to go get some money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that ain't the bigger fish I'm trying to get out here. I can't keep going back to that, right? So that's just something when we start talking about financial considerations. And depending on how you leave, where you just say you got a plan together, where you say, well, look, I might just use unemployment for a couple months while the business growing or whatever. Some states depending on how you leave. If you quit, they may not honor that.
Right.
If they fire you, they may not honor it. If it's just on the layoffs, it just depends. So you be versed with the actual ways that things are actually laid out. What's going on, Ralph? And I think that's very, very important. Because a lot of times we know they're just looking at the internet all the time with just the interactions people have with law enforcement or even just at different other organizations. People think they know the law. People don't know shit.
Right.
And, policy and procedure at your organization is policy and procedure at your organization. That doesn't have to be law.
Right.
So whatever they, because how many people actually look at the employee handbooks
and read through it thoroughly
outside of when some shit happens.
Right.
Makes sense? You know what I'm saying? So most of the time, people don't even look at that.
I look at mine though. I read it. Often.
Yeah, but you're a reader.
Oh,
but the average person, unless it's something okay, the bad has happened to them, they're not looking at what we're doing it.
Man, and you got to read them employee handbooks. There's some stuff in some of those employee handbooks that are off. That just if you're an employee, but if you're an entrepreneur, then it's different. But that are actually to your benefit, and the company expects you not to read them. So you have to read them. I read them from cover to cover.
Well, even what they say, and also with it when you read them and then you sign it, you agree.
Right.
So those kind of things to be taken consideration. I just think that was it didn't nothing bit me in the butt. I didn't have any rough thing. I wasn't finna argue about no damn crumbs as far as money. But that's probably the only thing.
They don't make you sign them no more though.
They don't. Well, hell,
I think that was they weren't supposed to make you sign them.
I got you.
They don't make you sign them no more though. And I'm talking because I work with the Fed, so they don't make you sign no more. But they did used to make you sign them.
Got you. Well, that's good to know. But I do think like just without knowing policy and everything, because don't get what you think is law and what they have set up in their structure. And it's very important still to know that what to your point we just said with entrepreneurship, because once you become a business owner and you start, going down the road of dealing with contractors or employees, you gotta have systems in place on certain things. You just making rules up
as you go along.
Man, we were just talking about that. It was a video in regard. I won't get off subject, but the radio was saying like it was a music artist had awarded somebody a scholarship. Not a scholarship, they gave him an award for something, pay for something school stuff.
I saw that, yeah.
And they were saying the young lady was talking about it, but then the artist was saying, well, they're just in the process of verifying they're in school because they want to pay the school.
Right.
The issue comes up with that. That was the first thing hit me. Did y'all tell this person
we're gonna pay the school?
That we're gonna pay the school, or did you say you're gonna pay them?
Right.
See, that making rules as we go stuff.
Right.
We can't do that.
Right. You can't just say something blatantly out the air like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So now we're making rules as we go. But if you tell me from the get-go, because I've been in an organization, even with the 100, we paid this. When we award scholarships, we pay the school. And before we pay the school, we got to see acceptance letters, we got to see all this stuff before we actually release these funds to it, because that's what it's for.
Not like the FAMU did, huh?
No.
You see what FAMU did, didn't you?
I read it was something was going on but I haven't.
Yeah, well, we're not gonna get into that, but especially they accepted an award from someone for $237 million, but come to find out there's no $237 million.
Wow, ouch.
Yeah.
But you get my point. Just with that whole point of just no understanding compliance and stuff. Just make sure that you know what's going on. Again, we're talking about things. Some of the pros of leaving the job, before they fire you. Again, guys, the call in number, y'all call in, had to add to the conversation. 678-740-9894. Again,
scared that phone.
If you're thinking about leaving your job, starting your business, or whatever, I've done it, been there, done that, done boogered up some stuff. Just add to the conversation.
Well, let me ask you a question while we talking. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you good. You good.
While we talking, when you say leaving your job before they fire you, do you mean fire you because you're so concentrated on your side business that you're not giving your all to the job that you're at, or are you talking about before they fire you just because they get rid of folks?
All the above.
Oh, okay.
All the above could be for your performance.
Okay.
It could be before, hey, you see the ship sinking, whatever. A lot of time, man, a lot of times people stay in a situation knowing the shit ain't good for themselves. The business ain't right or whatever. A lot of times, depending where you in, depending on your position in the company, you can see how the actual operation of financial health of the company is. You're like, man, these folks, this stuff ain't going. This ain't gonna last.
It's iffy.
Yeah,
right.
and you hoping, what I'm saying. Got somebody here, Awagu CD, and I apologize if I mispronounced your name. I'm a big fan. I appreciate you tuning in. Thanks, I appreciate that. A lot of times you're able to see the actual financial health or whatever actual institution is doing, and it's on you then, right? It's on you. You know what I mean? You in bed with your old lady, her phone keep beeping 2 or 3 in the morning.
Right.
It's the pastor. My mom. And your mom ain't up till 2 or 3 in the morning.
Right.
But it's brrr,
right.
Brrr, brrr. Come on now.
Right.
Every night. You know what I'm saying?
Every night.
You know what I mean? So those kind of things you see it, right?
Yeah. What you got to make it.
Got to make a decision.
Right.
You know? You gonna hang or don't want to hang.
Right.
And I think a lot of times people see those kind of things, but you just don't want to move on because it's scary. We
It
talk about all
is.
the time, like changes in life are very extremely frightening.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody necessarily want to, be scared or be startled with stuff. So I get it. I
Yeah.
get it. But here's the deal. When you start looking at some of the cons of doing that, you got to be realistic. When we talk about just that financial stability,
Mm-hmm.
are you realistically in a position to leave?
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, the counter is you need to be trying to work towards that. I understand that, I admire the Gen Zs,
Mm-hmm.
how they move about and stuff
Right.
like that.
Right.
The only problem, when I'm talking about those younger people that work somewhere for a couple weeks and leave and this, that, and that,
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I like the movement, but the problem comes up is younger people, I don't think they really consider that one day they're going to get older. And a lot of the moves that they're making is now moves and not worried about later on down the road. Well, you go back to the baby boomer generation, everything about working in retirement.
Right. Working
Whereas,
that job till they
yeah,
retire. Right.
just chill after that. Two extreme polar opposites.
Mm-hmm.
We see a Generation X, we kind of like in the middle of all that and stuff. But when you start looking at some of those two extremes, definitely with these Generation Zs, I don't think they look at it like, okay, cool, be able to move. And if you know that you're not in a position, this business is just doing a little bit.
Right.
And you hope it do.
That'll take off.
I love to hear stories about I just took a leap of faith.
Right.
Because it sounds good.
It sounds great.
It sounds good. But trust me, it's 99% more horror stories about them leaps of faith. Because I've heard too many people, and I'm like, what the, Mr. Shut Dollar, man, let me tell you what happened. When they come sit over there in my office in Riverdale, be like, yeah, I'm like, what the hell what did you do?
Right.
You left it, you didn't have any kind of solid foundation. You'd be amazed.
Right.
Like I said, those leaps of faith, I think it's luck. It's luck.
A lot of people don't put luck into the equation.
Shit.
They always want you to seem like it's them that did it. They did it alone, them by themselves, and they made this happen. Slick says a lot of people have a it ain't my, I won't say it ain't, I can't see that, but I'm gonna say it ain't my stuff. It ain't my problem.
Well, we talking about problem as far as what? Help us out, Reed.
Talking about prior.
Yeah. When we talking about leaving jobs, going from one job to another job.
A lot. When we start talking about it, the financial responsibility, understanding benefits. If you got health issues, family member got health issues. I'm there's no matching 401k stuff and all that stuff for me, and no thrift saving plans. You got to understand what you might be walking into when you start talking about doing stuff for yourself, right? Because one of the key things that I've seen that I think a lot of people don't understand with entrepreneurship is you getting sick.
Oh,
you getting sick,
right?
And when the hunter can't hunt, the hunter gonna starve. Now it's a whole lot worse when you're starving and you're broke.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you got PTO and
right.
Cool. I know I'm gonna get paid for it.
Right.
I got a little sick leave and they gonna pay.
That
You know what I mean? Yeah.
That PTO something else.
But when you sick, it ain't got no money. Oh Lord. Come on, man. And so you got to make sure that you're really ready for those. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I didn't leave one of the key things with me leaving my job. One in the military VA, you don't get free medical until you hit 50%.
Okay.
Then you get the dental and you get medical and eyes at 50. You don't get dental, and your dependents don't get it till you hit 100.
Okay.
But when I hit 50%, that's when I was okay. Okay, my ex-wife can put the kids on hers,
and
I know I got me. Right. So that was my thing.
I don't think people really take into consideration when they become an entrepreneur about medical.
Better.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like medical bills, like when Slick was in the hospital when she had that nervous breakdown, she was in the hospital for that month and did it. That bill by itself for that month was $518,000.
God, no.
but you have insurance. You get what I'm saying? So that covers that. But just imagine having to pay $518,000 as an entrepreneur on top of everything else you have to pay. You know what I'm saying? Regular bills because you don't have insurance,
groceries, utilities, and stuff like that. It's something. But I just think that's one of the key things. We start looking at make sure, okay, you really want to go down that road of doing it. Be thinking about it. Be thinking about them unemployment benefits to what we just talking about earlier. Are you going to be eligible with doing it? Because and it varies from state to state in regards to how you leave. You're fired, you lay off, you quit. You need to make sure you're aware of all this kind of stuff prior to. Got to make sure we plan it.
Right.
One of the worst things we all can do is make major plans based off emotions, based off of occurrences. Right? You gotta be very, very patient and analytical about certain stuff. Right. Those key things you gotta be. Even just if you want to be a true entrepreneur, you gotta make sure you're doing that, because when you don't, man, shit gonna happen all the time. It's gonna piss you off, scare you off, and you got better even kill. And one of the other things I think, one of the cons of kind of just doing it is where you at career planning wise. You're a couple years out from retirement, you may be up for a big promotion. You got to see where you at. When I left my job to work for myself, I got 3 job offers. 3 job offers, and shit, like this. What was that? Three of them came, and not one was less than $180,000. Just straight,
right?
You know what I'm saying? And that was just the lowest at 185. I didn't want to work for nobody.
You was done with that.
I didn't want to work, and they just came, boom, 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 boom. I didn't apply or nothing. Hey man, we know you got that based off credentials and experience. I'm talking about right, boom, 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 boom. Didn't get out there and look. I know I could have got way more than that. You know what I'm saying? But that's just hit me right then and there. I ain't want to do that.
It's too late.
No, I'm just saying, like, there was no
hesitation.
What was offered to me, I would have died for 5 years prior.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I would have died for it. Oh man, cool, gotcha.
Right.
Man, I'm talking about my mind was so
set.
That I ain't work for no,
Right.
And shout out to my one of my best friends childhood, Josh.
Say hey to mom.
What's up, mom? What's going on? Appreciate you tuning in. My boy Jay, man, HR expert, man. And I would always go to Jay to get advice. But I remember Jay told me, he said, Poochie, he said, make sure you do this. He give me all these little tips with the 2-week notice, and make sure you do this, that, and that, because just in case you want to come back, you make sure it's a good situation. When I said, and I know that's my dog, we love each other like brothers, when boys in elementary. When I say that MF got me enraged when he said that to me, I did everything the opposite of what he said. Because I wanted to make sure there was no way in hell
no chance
I could come back.
Right.
Just to have that pressure on me to make sure, hey, no, I'm in it. No, I'm in it.
I'm not coming back.
I ain't coming back.
Right.
Ain't no coming back.
Right.
Okay, you said do this. Oh hell no, I'm gonna do the exact opposite. And I could joke with him about that today, but I was down there thinking about fighting. I was like, man, what? Because I kind of took it.
As he didn't have faith in what you were
exactly. And first thing from
him.
First thing from him. He's just speaking out of experience, being rational, talking to me. But I was so damn mad. Like, this ain't no nigga. This ain't no. This is not a dream.
Right.
This is finna happen. And thank God I had a son in me, and some look and all that kind of stuff and everything. Things worked out. But I just remember that. But we got to be just. We start looking at certain stuff that when you are looking at leaving your job or doing it, you got to kind of be realistic about stuff. This near your vested period, like I said, certain promotions, like what I said before. Do you really want to go down this road where you're 100% responsible? Remember, what I always want people to think about when you want to be your own boss is that when you go to work, you do a task. You do a task that's in an organization where everything's rolled out. Your job, these are the 5 or 6 things you're responsible for. These the 5 or 6 daily tasks or weekly tasks that you are responsible for. It's wrote down when you get your job description, SOP. Good, it's already done for you. When it's your business, you got to draft all that. You have to have all that stuff, everything that was given to you for you to do. You got to draft that for yourself. And anyone in the future coming for you, then you can hire somebody and have them kind of do that kind of stuff like that or not. But it still got to make sense to you because why? It's yours.
Right.
Right. So you got to understand how that the responsibility changes for you being a business owner as opposed to working. What I always say, you can't want the freedom of an entrepreneur but want security of an employee.
Right.
You
got to work that way.
You got to be real where you fall into place of
Right.
that. So I just think a lot of times people just have to sometimes let me check myself and see if it is meant for me. Because I eat what I kill. If I don't kill,
I'm
hungry.
Plain and simple.
I'm hungry.
Right.
Shit. I've been hungry for a while.
Right.
Hey, man. Shit. and listen, this before the OnlyFans page. So I couldn't just... I couldn't do that.
You got a few money from the OnlyFans page.
Boy. Damn. So, again, guys, we're talking about leaving your job before you get fired. And what I want to do is switch gears now is kind of give you guys like a little blueprint in regards to, if you're looking at doing this and you're going your interest, your behavior is sending you on a pathway that you might get laid off or fired from your job. I'm gonna give you just a couple of tips to help you kind of move forward with doing it so it doesn't have such a negative impact on you. Because I will say this to you guys. I think a lot of times people will share their experiences with you, but they don't really share bad experiences until they have reached true success. And the reason why I say this is because it's hard to get people to tell you what they, the L's they took in life when they take it. Like they done got some kind of success and they can sit here and say, well, hey, we first started doing this, we had to do this, we had to do that.
Right.
But when they going through it, like they lying a lot of times. We're doing better than what we are. They ain't let you know where we're robbing Peter pay Paul. I'm clearing out my 401k. My old lady doing this stuff. We working other jobs and all this other kind of stuff. We missing meals and stuff. People don't necessarily want to tell you that, but after they done
made it,
got over, they'll do it. And even if if the business don't work and they have to go get something, they'll never really share that with you.
Well, let me ask you a question. Do you think it's on purpose, or do you think it's because they don't want to discourage you with all their trials and tribulations from maybe you starting your business? Because it can be a discouragement if you hear somebody say, "Man, we didn't eat for 2 days. We know what I'm saying? We didn't drain out our savings and 401k to get this business off the ground."
Both.
Okay.
Both. People hate. People will discourage you because of their failures, or people just want to give you some games. Say, hey, bro, I tried it. I have nothing against the music business,
right?
But I'll be open about my studio, like you know what I'm saying,
right?
Like and I got OGs where I want to do certain things. I go to them, man. What you think about this? Not to saying I'm gonna move them what they say doing, but I'm going to get the game from them to get insight. And from that point, I got to make a decision: is that applicable to me?
Right. I get what you're saying.
I got to do this. So to answer your question, it's all that. People, you gotta be careful. I say all the time, be careful you share your dreams with, man. People talk you out of shit real quick. Based off their fears or their failures and stuff like that. But you also gotta be realistic about who you're talking to too. You might want to shut the hell up and listen to them and say, hey man, look. Because, I got some OGs out there that are like, hey, I know that they tried it.
Right.
Not that they gave it a half look, just like, hey, man, me wanted to. Because I have conversations all the time with different opportunities where you go to people. We always think that we can do something like, man, they tried it, but they ain't me. We all think we special. Right. I damn sure think I am.
Right.
But I ain't all that special when we got in regards to, certain things just ain't gonna work certain places. Well, he tried to do a restaurant there, but shit, he ain't me. I got a little more experience. I'm $1. Nah, your ass gonna fail that too.
Right.
And I'm fortunate.
Never want to think that we gonna fail, Poochie.
And I'm fortunate enough to have partners of mine that'll tell me that. And I'm fortunate enough to be the type of person to listen to them.
Mm-hmm.
But those kind of things you got to just, we all kind of feel that way.
Right,
know?
right.
What is Savvy Publicity PR? How does one weigh financial obligation with pursuing dreams? That's easy. And we're going to kind of look at this. We're going to this point here. Again, the question was, how does one weigh financial obligation with pursuing dreams?
Mm-hmm.
We know the obligations are reality. We know the dreams are just what? Just dreams.
Right.
If you can't make a plan.
Hopes unfulfilled.
Exactly. So if you can't necessarily make a plan to actually cover those financial obligations, you got those dreams could easily turn to what? A damn nightmare without you wanting to be that. So we got to just get, because that's what I always say. If you don't have a plan wrote down, it's just a dream. Because once we start writing down and we start doing the math, shit,
right,
it ain't gonna work.
They don't add up.
Dreams, and it's good to kind of pursue them, but plans is that's what we got to put to work. We don't put dreams to work. We put plans to work. Because you don't put that again, that dream. You don't put that plan now. It's gonna be a living damn nightmare.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm telling you, man, so many times people have had failures in this world based off stuff that they could have did differently. But they ain't want to.
Okay.
They ain't want to. That salon, I opened and closed that salon for one reason alone. I did it the way that was probably best for business.
Right.
Not, because I would see other salons come in here and ooh, women coming in with this right here.
Right.
Ooh, you know what I'm saying? I would do this and do that, but the math wasn't working.
Right. Okay.
That's why everybody opened and closed around me.
Okay.
I didn't need to have all that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I opened my stuff. I closed it.
Okay.
I'm telling you, dog, in 17 years, I don't remember nobody was still standing.
Okay.
And I did everything on my terms because, again, I stuck with my formula. Safe, secure, and clean.
Right.
As long as it was that, hey, the ladies were cool.
Right.
Everything working, it was clean, it was good to go. I didn't need to have the all the ambiance of a salon.
Right.
Shit, man, I need my money.
Right. You gonna come here regardless.
No.
Especially if I'm the only person in town.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Hey guys, again, we're talking about leaving job for your 5. Feel free to call in 678-740-9894. Again, that's 678-740-9894. Now, to go to the point we start talking about from a strategic standpoint of how can I plan this out? So, look, D, you run your mouth, you keep telling me, what I should and shouldn't do. Well, how do I do it? That's one of my biggest things because people tell you that ain't gonna work or this not gonna work. You need to do this, but they never want to give you the how. What I wanted to give you guys some insight in regards to how to strategically plan if you want to actually lead this particular job. You want to lead a particular job, you want to move forward with entrepreneurship, do these particular things you want to do, how to do it. And the first thing I want to tell everybody is to make sure you kind of evaluate the situation. You want to make sure that at the end of the day, that you don't put yourself, number one, in a situation where you have to leave that's not going to be good for you.
Okay.
Unexpectedly fired. Laid off where you in the middle of paying your mortgage. You got some things coming up. Well, look, I'm cool. Let me, you might be, we in January, but your goal is, I'm good, man. I'm just going to work to make.
Right.
But, things being a funky way, they let your ass go in February. You got maybe 3 or 4 month gap. You don't know where the hell your money going to come from.
Right.
You always want to make sure that you evaluating everything. Well, look, man, listen, I don't like them. They don't like me. I don't like the situation. But I always want to be logical that you looking at that, hey, my behavior, what I'm doing is not going to be putting me in a situation with doing it. I straddled the fence with that, Leia. I think the only reason why I didn't get fired from my job was I knew too much.
Okay.
I didn't move like that.
Right.
But I think it was more a headache to fire me and figure out what I was doing. And then try to hire somebody and train them.
Right,
that makes sense.
Right.
Because what I did was I dealt with insurance accounting. And the people don't really not familiar with insurance accounting. Insurance accounting different. They go on policy years. So
okay.
just kind of just give an idea. So you got a regular calendar year, you do accounting. So you just like if you got hurt in a car accident or work related accident in 1986, and you've been on the ventilator 30, 40 some years, like they still paying you.
Right.
So those years are still getting accounted for. So just imagine you're doing 30, 40 years of accounting on 1 year. That makes sense.
Okay, I got.
That's how insurance kind of real fun. That's why they get paid so much.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a total way of different way of doing it. So you actually got to have it's very hard to have you got to have the right people in place that can do it. So if you don't have, what's the lie by the end? Hold on 1 second. TikTok about to go out. If you don't have you have to actually know what's going on. Several people know what's going on. If not, you just can't just put another person in.
Right.
Like a regular account.
I get what you're saying.
So I do think that was probably a cause. I didn't. This is hindsight talking. With doing it, but I think that's the reason. I know damn well I was just reckless around them.
So you get reckless.
I reckless, man. I didn't give a damn.
Right.
I didn't get it because I just hated where I was at and everything and stuff. But you wanted, but to that point, I actually left. But if it would have happened sooner, honestly, it would have had a negative impact on me with doing it. But I just had some funky adjustment.
Okay.
But we always want to be in control of every situation we in.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So you want to make sure you're looking at that. You want to make sure you're looking at actually where your company is in regards health wise. Are they actually going to be doing some layoffs? I advise that to anybody, wherever you're working at, be abreast of the health of your company. In regards to are they in a profit? Could they be looking to lay things off? If they are, what they're going to do? So you need to be very, very active with that. So make sure you're making that assessment, covering yourself, evaluating the situation for the company and your behavior with doing it.
Right.
The other thing what Lab mentioned earlier, you want to make sure that at the end of the day, bare minimum, you're going into a situation where you can cover your lifestyle. Your lifestyle. A quick thing about me, I always looked at my life like off 30,000.
Okay.
You say mortgage, groceries, kids, 30,000. And that's 10 bookkeeping clients.
Okay.
I charge $250 a month. You look for a bookkeeping client, 10 of those, 2,500. As long as I did that,
right,
you was cool.
You were good.
And that's always been, and that's been probably my damn formula for the past 20 years. Like, okay, cool. As long as I keep that, and again, I got all other kind of stuff going on.
Right.
But as long as I got that, that'll cover that
part. Okay.
And all the other stuff, we won't go into that. And that's always been in the deck. Now, reason why that most people can't go into that because they ain't in no 30,000. They in 70,000-80,000 because they got the XR this, the G
the
this.
That.
Yeah, they living in damn, the Tyler Perry studio mansion.
Right.
So it's a little bit more difficult.
Right.
But I do think that's bare minimum. Can you cover your life?
Okay.
I don't think you need to be having no damn thought about leaving shit, especially if you've got family obligations,
right?
Health obligations. I don't think you need to be considered unless you know you can cover that.
Yeah, them health obligations is you be that health insurance. It's expensive, but it helps you when it's needed. I'm telling you.
And another key thing is a lot of times people, and this just being real with you, and it's good to have them people in your plate, in your corner. But when you start want to go and leave your job to do your business, okay, well, look, I know my spouse or son gonna cover me. My husband got me, my wife got me. Same thing before I want to go to school. Like, you still want to make sure you ain't putting that bigger burden on them. Because that shit get old quick.
Right.
And
I was always the person that had to get them. I was never the person that said, she got me.
Well, and not only does it get old quick, it also it creates a very deep resentment that don't come up. You'll never know it till something happened to trigger that. Well, I did this, that. Damn, tell me how you really feel.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And so you got to make sure at the end of the day, I'll go back to my rule. You know, you deal with folks. You want to make sure that hey, they know that you love them,
Right.
but I don't need your.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I ain't never been a big proponent on who make the most money in the house.
Right.
How y'all pay y'all bills? How y'all pay y'all bills?
Right.
That's
personal.
yeah, and that's some old shit, you know.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I think as long as both parties know, I don't need your ass,
and
you don't need me. We together because we like each other, we want each other.
Right.
That's fine.
Right.
But I think that kind of stuff, all these kind of things need to be taken in consideration before you looking at stepping out, leaving, because what you like I said, you don't want to, not intentionally, but you create that burden, and they like, okay, look, hey, shit, I thought y'all ain't sold no cookies yet.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, cool, because if they're working with you, one thing, if they're not working with you, they just going off what you tell them. And you're not having success and stuff like that, which is not uncommon, at a rapid pace. Hey man, you can cause a lot of tension in your damn house.
Right.
That wasn't there. You know the movie Acrimony. You know, she stayed down, but it got to a point where, and I will say this, man. You know, you look at that movie with I don't know the brother's name, but Roger P. Henson. I don't think she was out of her 20-some years in. I don't think she was out of her way for eventually breaking.
Right.
And I don't think he felt that way either. It hurt him.
Right.
But and that's probably why he made her whole the way he did. But if you ain't, you want to make sure that you ain't putting too much burden on it.
Right.
Yeah, we talking about, you know, we're doing it. Yeah, we're talking about leaving your job before you're fired, things to consider. So you want to kind of make sure that you're looking at a financial situation, that company, your performance ain't put you no hold, but also you can cover yourself. The next thing you want to make sure that you plan ahead where you got business plans to set up. Far too often people reach out to me about business plans in regards to acquiring funding. A business plan should be done every year for your business, for to cover you from an operational standpoint. Do your pro forma statements, your projections, how much you plan to sell, because the guiding rule. Any kind of corporation, real corporation, that's one of your biggest things. When you start in the word CEO, CFOs, those are strategists. They're planning for a year, 5, 10 years down the road, how things are going to be set up and everything, right? That's what that's set up.
Right, right.
Your business plan is to actually set that up. And I've went over this before, guys. That's something I start off, drafting every November, every October, try to have it finalized by November. You want to have those business plans and stuff already set up for the next year, so you already can start looking at it. And again, they can make adjustments, but you already have an idea. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to sell. This is my plan to implement for 2024. And you can kind of stay on your lines with that. You're not shooting from the hip, right? That's, you got to make sure you're making them plans. You got to make sure you're doing that. If you do not have those things in place, it's going to be very, very tough. Because what happens is when you step out there, because the job, remember the job, everything's down. Right. These are your responsibilities, your tasks. You the rabbit the hamster in the wheel. Just gotta just do it, plug and play, right? That's why you leave, somebody else come in, right?
Right.
Perfect fast food example, you see it all the time, right? But when you get out here and it's yours, like, man, I ain't selling these, but they like these. Then we got to make more of these. Then I heard about, I can put some Facebook ads, I got to do TikTok ads, and I got to go on this. You all over the damn place.
All over the place.
And you have not sat down and done that. I understand if you young and new in business, you might not know that. You know?
Right.
But once you just start got some seeds, at some point you got to be disciplined enough. Let me.
You got to figure that out.
Let me set this stuff. Yeah, exactly. And be disciplined enough to stay with it, because this is not happening. Like, nah, man, I know what numbers I gotta have. I know how many I can do. I know, if anybody did business with me, I'm real firm about my prices. Like, I don't trip about that, even if stuff's slow, because I know that if I gotta go back and fix or change or help, I gotta feel a certain way that, okay, I did charge him.
Right.
And I ain't no confusion. I ain't no question.
Right.
I got you. Cool.
You.
Well, what I need to do? Okay, cool. I got you. But if you don't turn around and like did it for crumbs or this, that, and that, you feeling some type of way.
Right.
And now, when you were hooking somebody up because you want to feel good on this community service shit, you're now losing money because now you got to go back and fix and help. And now you feeling all bad about it.
Right. Right.
Now, stick with your plan, stick with your guns, and do that.
Right.
You got to make sure you're doing that. Make sure you got those things covered in place. Though the not just the financial stuff, the health insurances, all those kind of things. You got to make sure you have that set in place. You got to make sure that you have those mental break stuff. Time to go recalibrate, do this, that, and that, and everything. When I want to just sit here and just be with me, don't want to be bothering nobody, I do that. I don't care.
Right.
I don't care who feelings I hurt, period. Let me go chill, get myself together, because nobody know what you go through. And entrepreneurship is a very lonely walk.
Right.
And people will think, well, you got all this time, you can do this kind of stuff, but it's stress. You know, like how I'm gonna make this, how I'm gonna cover that.
Right.
You know, you get what I'm saying?
Oh, trust me.
Yeah. And nobody, people care about you, but you gotta. Thanks for calling Dollar. Who's speaking?
Hey, great conversation for the show. I did want to mention something to ask a question for y'all. I'm not sure if you covered it before or not, but offer another perspective on the fact that when people do get terminated or they do get fired, sometimes that can, obviously it's a bummer for them emotionally. And it does take a while for them to get over that hump to realize that maybe it was a blessing in disguise, because there are lots of moguls who did get fired from other organizations they outgrew, or maybe their dreams were just bigger than, and it really ended up positive for them. But if you could just briefly talk about or highlight the emotional roller coaster for those entrepreneurs or solopreneurs out there.
Okay, cool. I appreciate that. The question was to highlight the actual. Hang up. Well, the question was, the comment more so to highlight the emotional roller coaster that happen when people step out, or when they lose their job, they're kind of pushed out or whatever, and they had to go to entrepreneurship to highlight that. I'm just be transparent with myself. I left, but I would say it was a good year that I was bitching and complaining about, man, on white vote did me wrong, they promote me. I held that for about a year.
Right.
I mean, lab, I'm making money, I'm cool, I'm happy, but I held that in for a year in regards to.
You felt like you were done wrong.
I ain't feel like I was. I ain't feel shit. I know I was.
Right.
I
get what you're saying.
But I stuck on that for a whole year. I never get into, it's one of my rules, Lab. I never tell people how to feel. That I don't feel that's fair to tell a person how to feel.
Right.
But I'm very honest. You got to make a decision how big an impact you're going to let something have on you.
Okay.
Because I can get in my feelings and be, they ain't do this, they ain't do that, and all that. And the clock's still ticking.
Still ticking.
Well, look here. You going to keep itching about what they didn't do to you, or you going to go out there and make this money?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
One way or the other.
Yeah.
Something going to happen.
Yeah. So I'm not telling you, don't be mad.
Right.
Because again, I don't think that's fair for anyone to tell somebody how to feel. But I will say to anyone, you are in control on how big you're gonna linger on with this, right? You're in control with that, and you at the end of the day,
right?
Folks be done forgot about that stuff and moved on, and you still stuck on that.
So
yeah,
stuck in that one position.
Yeah,
mad. And you gotta eat tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's why I say one thing about it, man. It's nothing wrong with being upset, because it do cut you. It do cut you, and I think a lot of times it can have a greater impact on people. One thing I always say about what I believe, like with the correlation of being successful, even especially being an entrepreneur, when things don't typically, when deals don't go your way, you get laid off, a certain situation like that. I think from a success standpoint, when those kind of things happen to people that are successful in life or business and stuff, it hurt them. But the recovery period is much shorter than people that aren't successful.
I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? I know with me personally, like when stuff like that happen, I'm maybe banged up for maybe a day or two. After that, I'm back on. And I ain't saying I forgot about it.
Right.
I ain't saying I ain't gonna have my little moment. I'm cussing, but I'm on to the next thing. Some people, it makes them quit. It makes them give up. It makes they never able to change. And that's why I think that correlation of success. How big an impact do you let setbacks have on you?
Right.
I thought that was a good question because again, you can feel bad. I'd never get into somebody do you wrong, but your ass better decide how long you're gonna be feeling bad about this before you moving on, and to what degree you're gonna let that stuff sit on you. You know what I mean? Like, cause at the end of the day, people know somebody done did you wrong, but shit,
they don't care.
So, hey,
they don't care.
They can care, but at the end of the day, hell, they caring and they fixing two old different things. You got to fix that,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
So I think you got to just be realistic about, when you don't get certain opportunities, you get it done wrong, a deal didn't go your way and stuff. Man, even when it doesn't happen as much now, because I'm older in business, so I don't really go out there and try to get money hard like I used to. But I remember when I was really first trying to get a lot of payroll and bookkeeping clients, and you sit down and you make a proposal, and everybody cool and all that kind of stuff, and you send them the engagement letter for them to sign. Well, we just looking, man. I've been back and forth with your ass for a week. You ain't had no money, mother. You know what I'm saying? So I'm speaking that for myself,
right?
Like I'm talking about, I'm trying to get money,
right?
Look, man, I got bills. I'm sitting here like I just talked to you for 2 weeks.
Right.
I'm back and forth with your office and all this other kind of stuff. It's time to sign this contract. Well, we're gonna wait. I just spoke, I hate this one. I just talked with my wife. Your wife? Your wife?
Don't do that. Don't do that,
mother.
D.
You know what I'm saying? Your wife. Man,
some people had to talk to their wife about making that decision.
You had to talk to your wife before you called me.
It's not funny, but geez.
Shoot. But just imagine when you sit there, in all seriousness, when you start, going out and getting things set up right, and then that stuff happens, Vegas and stuff and all that kind of.
Right.
It's rough, dog. It's rough. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
I mean, you'd be surprised how I run into that in this business. People come to you all the time. Man, I want to do a podcast and blah 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 blah. Okay, you hit it with the price. They're like, oh, I mean, what you thought this was? Like, I do shit like it's stuff that goes on behind the scenes that you get up and leave. I'm still working. You know what I'm saying? People don't get it.
Sexy Redbone 28 said it's the look for me. Let me tell you something, Leia, and I'm gonna be real with you. We've made these videos about the grants and stuff, and people, this, and I'm being real right now. How the hell can your dream of entrepreneurship be based off of if somebody gonna give you a grant or not?
Right.
So if somebody don't give you some money that you don't have to pay back, you're not gonna make any kind of change to your life.
Right.
Sorry, hell.
Right.
No, if you really want it,
you're gonna make it happen.
You're gonna make it happen.
Some kind of way.
Some way, somehow.
Bank account be in the red all the time, but you making it happen.
It's no way in the hell that my future is gonna be determined if somebody gonna help. Now again, I'm and I'm a big proponent. I'm always trying to help people, push this free information out to people, and to assist you. But at the end of the day, man, just like when you're looking for a job, you putting out, you fill out the applications and your resume to different places. But if you sit there on the sofa, well, look, man, I talked to my brother-in-law. He gonna talk to the supervisor. And just waiting to hear back from them. You crazy as hell.
Right.
So that's what you're doing?
Right.
So if they don't call you back,
you're not gonna
work.
Right.
But I'll wait for him, man. But the man yo-yoing him. So there's no other plan in place.
Right.
Like, you'd be shocked how many people think that way. And so when you start talking about, okay, this is my dream. I want to start this trucking business. I want to start this janitor. I want to start this daycare. So if nobody give you money that you ain't got to pay back, you're not going to chase your dream. That bullshit. You don't have a dream.
Right. Slick said people be lazy as fuck and still blame others for their situation.
People be lazy, but even some people, even if they got to work there, they want to work. They just want somebody else to make sacrifices
for them.
For them.
Right.
Ain't how the world work. And you wouldn't do it for nobody either.
But you think about how when you put up the grants and stuff, people don't even want to just go click on the link and look it up. They want you to tell them where the grant's at. You think about that part. If you know a person don't want to do that a minimum amount of work to get the grant that they need to start their business, They might not even. They might need to stay at the office because
check this out. And I would tell you, and again, guys, go make sure you go to the YouTube channel, Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube, where we have an active grant playlist with over 150 different grant opportunities. But definitely go there, subscribe to the channel, and take advantage of the information there. It's a grant in particular, the Amber Grant. It's a rolling grant, and they give annually $25,000. And I think one of the young ladies maybe a year ago won the 25. It's been, several times people won grants. They've seen the videos off the YouTube channel. But that grant in particular asked for a $15 application fee.
Okay.
I mean, there's one sister, she went on a tirade. She's like, that's a scam. Why would you have to give somebody $15? And they state this is a $15 administration fee that helps us to kind of just cover costs when we're administering the grant. You can see, and I vet these grants to make sure, okay, these are not scams or whatever. You see the past winners, you can always call Google. Hey, if you want to call Better Business Bureau, whatever, you can do that, right? But my logic was, the young lady was saying, if you got a following and these many people pay $15, look how much money they make. Why would you think there's a scam that you got to pay $15 to apply for this grant? But you don't think that's crazy? Hell, somebody give you $25,000, they don't even damn know you.
Right. Why that can't be a scam?
I'm just saying, like, you can accept that
$25,000.
No, 15.
Oh,
$15 application fee.
Right.
You think that's crazy that you got to pay $15 application fee. But you don't think it's crazy that a complete stranger would give you $25,000.
That's that Nigerian prince giving out.
No, man. Come on now.
Right.
Come on now.
Right.
What's up, classmate? Who's that? My classmate. What going on? Who's that? What's up, classmate? Can't see your face. What's happening? I can't see your face. 65 stream beam. Man, who's that, man?
Classmate.
What's that, classmate? Renzo. What's up, man? How you doing, brother? My brother Renzo, man, went to grad school together. How you doing, man? Hope you're doing well. I appreciate you tuning in, brother. I just think that's what a lot of people miss out on. What you think, just if I really want to be in another position in life, shit, I'm gonna make it happen.
Right.
And if I don't get this loan, if I don't get this grant, I just gotta do something else. I'm still gonna make it happen, right?
I just have to work a little bit longer.
That's why when I left my job, I knew I wanted to leave, but it took me two years and everything. Yeah, Lorenzo said, good brother, man. Yes, sir, man. I appreciate you tuning in, dog. It took me 2 years to get like my credit, financing straight, but I knew what I wanted to do. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. My ex-wife was never negative about it,
right?
But I think she was whatever you say, if that makes sense. Like I'm gonna leave my job,
right?
But yeah, exactly, yeah. So I'm running. It's like, okay, if he do it, he do it,
right?
But it wasn't okay. Now let me help you with this,
right?
And I ain't gonna step on you with that,
right.
So, but when it was time to go, I think she was just like, "Whoa, this joker really finna leave." But I say all that to say you can't plan stuff in life. I hear this all the time. People call, "Hey man, I seen you on YouTube, seen the video. I'm trying to get these grants to get it started." Look at, man. Everybody in the world want free money. They ain't got to pay back.
You know how many people do? I don't think people realize how many. They see a grant, they think it's just them applying. When I applied for my grant for college, I think I applied 4 times.
Yeah.
I got turned down 2. The third one, they was like, you didn't fill out something properly, but I had to start over.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It took me 4 times.
Yeah.
I was applying for grants all summer.
Yeah.
But that's just what I went through.
Well, that's just like right now with Chris in college. Bro, you sitting in here today, hey, apply for these scholarships. And again, I'm not trying to discourage anyone from not going to the YouTube channel and not looking at the grant playlist, but I am saying to you, I got 1,000 damn videos on the YouTube channel, and I'm probably a fifth of them are grant videos. Business financing, business management, business operations, all this stuff is on the YouTube channel. So there's a whole lot more things that you can learn outside of that. But when we start talking about want to make changes in your life and go to a whole nother level, you gotta be smart about it. I hate my job, I hate my situation. Them words,
right?
Them words, man. Put your shit,
put some action behind it.
Put it on you,
right?
You know what I'm saying? That's why I always say a lot of times people when they talk about doing stuff in business, and they'll say, well, I want to do this, I want to do that. Once you start writing them numbers down, writing them plans down, and you pin that stuff on your wall, now we got accountability coming up because it's in your face. You wrote it down. So I can always talk about, I'm going to do this. I'm going to start this business. I'm going to start that business. That shit just words, just words. But at the end of that, we start putting accountability behind it with the numbers, with the planning.
Right.
Now we signing for this. Now I got a lease. Now I got a loan.
Right.
Now I got certain contracts. Now responsibility, accountability come in place. You got to move different.
That's right.
And at the end of the day, guys, I just want to have that conversation we had tonight because, again, far too often people put themselves in fucking situations with those anchors. Like I said, that job. If you got a job that you like doing and you got some entrepreneurial pursuits that you've been doing and they kind of, it's going good, try to milk that cow as long as you can with that job. And if that job becomes a hindrance and that entrepreneurial stuff is going and stuff like that, you can make a decision then. Again, the decision, always make sure them factors that come into with the decision making. Okay, it's health insurance, benefits, pension, if you got children, educational benefits. Take all that stuff in consideration if you're gonna postpone or not. Because again, that dream can easily become a nightmare.
That's true.
If you don't actually do proper planning or insight with making those decisions, looking up information for it. Okay. But look, man, we had a great discussion tonight. We don't went our way over. We're doing it, man.
You gotta do that.
But we had fun, man. But listen, I want to tell everybody from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate all the love, support. Appreciate my dollar Lorenzo. It's all Lorenzo. I ain't Lorenzo in a minute, man. Man, that was, what was cool when I was in grad school. What always stuck with me was we had the cohorts, and I think probably maybe 15 or 20 of us. It wasn't big. It was at Clayton State. It was all maybe one or two Asian, maybe a couple Indian, but most brothers.
Right.
It was about maybe 10, 11 of us.
Okay.
And one white guy. John. John's very smart, but he's a Trumpster. Good guy.
Right.
But it always stuck with me, man. I never thought I'd be in a situation at a white university with a group like that, with just majority brothers.
Right.
I mean, cool brothers.
Right.
And everything. That always stuck with me, man. And I appreciate the experience. Real solid guys, man, and stuff like that, man. So I'm glad to hear from Renzo, man. Real solid dude. But that always stuck with me, man. Damn, I look around, man. Brothers in here. And everybody was on top of their stuff. It wasn't no sneaking, finessing. Sharp brothers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That brother got an engineering background, man. He was ace with math and everything, man. So that always stuck with me. With that in particular, man. But man, it was a great show. My wife started showing my ass. I'm about them stumbling on my words and shit. And I ain't got my damn yak. I ain't got no. Renzo said, "Cool, brothers. Yeah, man. I ain't got my yak or my scotch tonight. I'm straight water. So, oil stick and everything. Got Will B. Will B, man. You tell everybody bye.
Oh, bye.
I'm a baby boy in the studio with us today. But again, everybody, make sure you get a chance. If you get a chance, go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Take advantage of all the great information that was there. And again, from the bottom of my heart, thanks for all the love and support. Everybody take care. Peace. And I'll talk with you soon.